Hello. I wanted to go over this PowerPoint really quick because you're going to be asked to edit someone else's paper. So let's talk about that. What is peer editing? A peer is someone your own age. Editing means making suggestions, comments, compliments, and changes to writing. Peer editing means working with someone your own age, usually someone in your class, to help improve, revise, and edit his or her writing. So then there's 3 steps I want you to keep in mind. Step 1, you go through and you read it and you figure out some compliments that you can make. Step 2, you go through it and read it and make some suggestions. The second paragraph is kind of short. You might want to think about adding parts that can make it a little bit longer. And then the last step is corrections. And I kind of think that the way that I work, I would make the corrections second, or maybe even first. The reason they put compliments first is they want you to be positive and balance the compliments with the suggestions and the corrections. But these are the 3 things at least you need to include. Compliments. First rule of peer editing is to stay positive. Remember, you're helping to change someone else's work. Think about how you would feel if someone were telling you you needed to improve on your own writing. Always start your peer editing with compliments. Tell the writer what you think he or she did well. I really loved your topic. I think you used a lot of good details. I liked when you used the word blank. My favorite part was blank because this was really fun to read because I like the way you blank. These are really good sentence starters. So I'm going to even try to borrow them to post them, and you can use them when you make compliments. Let's see. Read the paragraph on the next slide. Record 3 compliments about the paragraph that you would tell the author if you were the peer editor for this paper. Let's see. We were all over my aunt's house when my dog Riley was running around like crazy. He was chasing me around in circles. All of a sudden, I look, and Riley, he was in the pool, swimming in my aunt's pool. I couldn't believe my eyes that the dog was in the pool. I dashed to the pool and jumped in and swam over it to Riley and pulled him to the steps. He got out and shook all over us like a sprinkler on a hot day. I was glad Riley was okay and that I saved him. Well, 2 things really quickly stuck out to me for compliments. The word dashed is a really great vocabulary word, so I really like that this person chose that one. The other thing that really stuck out to me was that Riley got out and shook all over us like a sprinkler on a hot day. That's using a simile. I don't see any of my kids this year using similes in their writing, comparing what happened to something else so that the reader has a good image in their head. So that's wonderful. On top of that, I just like the topic that this person chose. I'm a big fan of dogs, so they're being really descriptive of what's happening and the silliness that a dog can bring. So those are my 3 compliments. Let's see. Suggestions. Making suggestions means giving the author some specific ideas about how to make his or her writing better. Remember, stay positive and be specific. Instead of, "It didn't make sense," say, "If you add more details after this sentence, it would be more clear." Instead of, "Your word choice was boring," say, instead of using the word good, maybe you could use the word exceptional. So see how more specific that is, where you give say, this one part here, what if you changed it to this kind of word? You can be more specific that way. Suggestions. Here are some areas you may want to make suggestions about. Word choice. Did the author choose interesting words? Not words like good or fun. You could, like they said, exceptional, or you could say fun. You could be exciting, exhilarating, entertaining. Those are better words. Using details. For example, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. So like the part where the person used a simile, that was excellent. Those are good details. Organization. Can you understand what the author is trying to say? Is it in the correct sequence? So if they're telling a story, did they tell the order of the story correctly. Also, organization can be for expository writing too. If you're writing about Abraham Lincoln and you have some parts about his birth and where he lived when he was little, but then you talk about how he was a really cool president, and then in the same paragraph you talk about his interests and his kids. It's not organized very well. You need to make sure each paragraph has its own topic. Sentences. It says, are the sentences too long or too short? So you keep that in mind too. And then topic. Does the author stick to the topic or talk about other things that really don't fit? So these are all important things to think about when you're making suggestions for someone's paper. Read the paragraph on the next slide and think about 3 suggestions. Oh, it's the same one about Riley. Well, let's see. The same paragraph about Riley. My first suggestion is, where did they get Riley? Maybe do a paragraph above this one, talking about what happened before this crazy incident. Let's see. It says, he was chasing me all around the circles. All of a sudden, I like the word choice. I wouldn't change that. I look, and Riley, he's in the pool, swimming in my aunt's pool. I couldn't believe my eyes that the dog was in the pool. I dashed to the pool and jumped and swam over to Riley and pulled him to the steps. Maybe I would break this up into some paragraphs. So there would be what happened before up here, when they got there right here, and then what the actual incident, which was him getting the pool, and then finally at the end, him shaking, and they say, okay, and that I saved him. They were thinking and being glad. I would break it up into paragraphs. That's another suggestion. All right, corrections. The third step are corrections. You're fixing spelling, grammar, punctuation, and incomplete or run-on sentences. And this one, you can see in his paragraph here. Well, before we even get that, you have to stay positive, be specific, give the author specific ideas on how to improve his or her writing, complete all 3 steps, complement, suggestions, and corrections. But no, it's not going to let us have it. If you notice in that last one, he had a lot of spelling errors, and he had a lot of things that I would have fixed for the grammar part or the punctuation and the spelling part. So you can help other kids really well with that one. I hope that helped. Good luck, good luck, good luck.